Killing Eve is back. We have Eve and Villanelle back on our screens. I cannot wait to get into this. So we're going to be jumping into season 4, episode 1. Also episode 2. In Australia, for some reason, we always get Killing Eve early. And this time around, they've released the first 2 episodes. I don't know. But I'll have time code, so if you haven't watched episode 2 yet, you can skip that. That's fine. All right, jumping straight into episode 1. Eve is kicking ass at taking names. As usual, we love that for her. Villanelle, on the other hand, is trying to turn a new leaf. She's become God's child. She's also obviously made some poor, innocent girl fall in love with her. Because, like, it's Villanelle. How could she not? So May is, like, the priest's daughter. I want to say priest, but I don't know the titles in church. I am not religious. But he wears that black thing and the little white. I don't know. But yeah, we see in episode 1, Villanelle really trying to be a good person, really trying to start a new life. She's praying to God. She has this scene in, like, the bathroom where she's, like, really, really trying. And that goes about as well as you can imagine.
We're all friends here.
Ah! Yeah, so she kills their cat. Of course she does. And she doesn't tell anyone. She tries to bury it herself, as you do. But then afterwards, she runs into May's room, and May is writing fan fiction about her and Villanelle, which honestly, I love that. I really love May. I do. She's just way too, like, pure and innocent. And, oh, I love her. I love her so much. But yeah, so Villanelle interrupts her fanfic writing of her and Villanelle and asks her to stroke her hair and tell her all the things that she likes about her, which May is more than happy to oblige. But obviously, her and Villanelle are on 2 very different pages. May has no idea. Eve is out still hunting the 12. She's joined, like, this private security firm with this guy. I don't know his name, but him and Eve are close. They have this weird working sexual relationship going on. But I'm honestly not going to spend much time on him because I don't care about him. Villanelle plans to get baptized. She had sent Eve an invite to her rebirth, which Eve obviously tore up because Eve likes to think that she doesn't want anything to do with Villanelle, but, like, let's be honest, that's never gonna happen. And so yeah, Villanelle is planning her baptism with the priest guy. I think his name is Phil. I'm gonna say Phil. If it's not, apologies, but his name is Phil now. And May is just fully in love with her. Like, just watching her and, oh, honey, she has no idea what she's getting herself into. But honestly, can you blame her? Like, can you blame her? No. Is the answer. So after being caught on security camera burying the cat that she killed earlier by the priest dude, Phil, he, like, sits her down and talks and is like, you know, are you actually into this or are you just pretending? And Villanelle's like, oh, God, I just love her because she is trying so hard. Like, she wants to be good so badly. She just does not know how. And I don't even know if she's capable of kicking her old habits, let's be honest. But she just broke my heart in this scene where she was like, she was asked, does she believe in God? And she was like, I believe the people that believe in God are good for her to be around. And honestly, fair. That is true. That's very true. I don't think it's good for them that you're around. She also said that she has faith that she's not as shitty as some people believe she is. And when she was saying this, oh, my heart broke because, like, she just looks so, what's the word? Innocent and so, like you just want to protect her. And you can see in this moment, like, this moment is, like, the perfect example of how she's able to really just, like, have people trust her and, like, fall in love with her and be vulnerable with her to the point where she can take advantage of that when she needs to. But, oh, God, she fascinates me. I love her so much. She is an absolute psycho. I love her. But anyway, back to the baptism. It doesn't really go to plan because Eve doesn't show up. And so Villanelle is not a fan of people rejecting her. And so the baptism goes about as well as you would expect.
Do you trust?
Just go quick! Then we get the iconic Fish Villanelle reunion scene that we saw in the trailer. Again, that goes about as well as you would expect. We then follow Eve trying to like find Helen to get to the 12, and so she ends up following a potential recruit. She does end up finding Helen. Yay, Eve. And after it all, Villanelle is getting drunk with May in the church, talking about stuff. And obviously, May's very happy to be there. She's like, oh yeah, look, this is my opportunity. We're getting intimate, we're getting close, we're getting loose, we're drinking. Let's see where this goes. And Villanelle is obviously just thinking about Eve. And so that goes about as well as expected.
You don't know.
And so yeah, Villanelle kills May. You know what? I don't appreciate it. I love May, but I can't say I was surprised. Let's be honest, we all saw it coming. What I didn't see coming is her bringing her back to life. Okay, Villanelle. Yes, queen. She's very proud that she didn't end up killing May. Which, yay, progress. And you know what? We round off the episode with Villanelle seeing Jesus. As you do. So that's episode 1. Let's jump into episode 2. Obviously, if you haven't watched episode 2 yet, maybe skip this part. So we jump in with Eve tracking, following Helen to try and put a tracker on her. Turns out Helen is hella gay, and I am so here for this. Yes, please. Look, there's no bad guys in this show, right? We all root for the bad guys, so whatever. Villanelle has like some feelings. Bad feelings. She's feeling guilty potentially about nearly killing May, and those feelings manifest itself in drag Jesus, though I'm gonna dub this as Villaineses. And you know what? I didn't expect to say this, but I'm again not totally surprised. Villanelle has chemistry with herself. Or I should say, Jodie has chemistry with herself. Jodie has chemistry with everyone. Like, it's actually rude at this point. So after being prompted by Villaineses, Villanelle tries to make up with May, and that goes about as well as you would expect.
You tried to drown me, but it's fine because you didn't finish the job.
It matters, okay? I don't understand.
We see Eve stalking Villanelle on Facebook, which I told you, there's no separating those two. Those two are linked forever. Eve, like, who are you kidding? You're never getting away from Villanelle, let's be honest. You never want to get away from her, okay? After the initial, of Villanelle trying to explain why nearly killing May is a good thing, I didn't think that went very well, but clearly May is so in deep with Villanelle, she bought it. And so she drags Villanelle into the forest alone, which I would say, as a side note, May, not a smart move. Don't drag someone into a forest alone who has recently nearly killed you. I would not say that's a great thing to do for survival. I don't think she has the greatest survival instincts. I think her survival instincts have been taken over by her just pure infatuation with Villanelle, which honestly, I understand, but girl, come on. But shows that she forgives Villanelle for what happened and is here to help her on her journey to getting better. And Villanelle and Villaineses have a special moment together. Like, these two, it's like just insanity. The scenes that these two have together, but I just love it so much. Like, it's just pure chaos. And I love it. So after Villanelle and May sort of are on good terms again, they're in the kitchen. Priest Phil walks in, obviously not happy with Villanelle because he knew something was up between him and May, but didn't quite know that Villanelle nearly killed his daughter. Otherwise, I don't think he'd let her be here. But anyway, so May's not a huge fan of Phil. I think she's just not a huge fan of him not liking Villanelle because she is so in love with Villanelle. But in her frustration, tells Villanelle that Phil isn't as good and high and mighty as he portrays, as he, in her eyes, killed her mum, his wife. So they'd gotten in a car crash. He was driving and he was drunk at the time. So he was obviously, not supposed to be driving illegally. He was driving illegally and caused a car crash, obviously. His wife and her mum died in the process. At this point, I'm like, you know what? In the trailer of season 4, we see Villanelle say that she killed 2 people. And at this point in time, Villanelle's really starting to lose her ways. I mean, if Villanelle isn't a sign, she's really starting to go off the rocker. And so I'm like, look, I don't have high hopes for Phil and May. I really don't. I think this is going to spiral. I think it's going to spiral. But we end up playing a game around the campfire with this, church group. And Villanelle, as we all know, not great at either 1, not winning, 2, being rejected, 3, potentially being laughed at or, not liked, right? So she takes people laughing at her in the game the wrong way and then takes it out on the priest and exposes his dirty laundry to the whole group. Yeah, which goes about as well as you would expect.
The answer is your dead wife who you killed in a car crash when you were drunk.
Villanelle has truly lost it at this point. She's back talking to Villanelle in the kitchen. Villanelle is just prodding her, pushing all the buttons and it's just chaos going on in her head, It's, you could just see her unraveling and making excuses for herself, and it's just, it's just fascinating to watch. I loved it. I loved it so much. But jumping back to Eve from Villanelle, we've got Eve rocking up at Helen's place, right? After she'd tracked her. And can I just say that they have, chemistry, right? They've got chemistry. I'm not losing my rocker here, right? Maybe it's just Eve has chemistry with, danger. Eve is attracted to putting herself in situations and with people that are out to kill her and have the potential of killing her and could very well kill her in that minute. Just as much as I am attracted to her doing that. But yeah, so we've got the scene between Eve and Helen. Eve obviously is trying to track the head of the 12 to cut it all down, and turns out Helen is kind of wanting the same thing. Don't know for what reasons, probably to take it over herself, right? But yeah, so potentially gonna see a team up between Eve and Helen, maybe. It's probably gonna go about as well as Eve and Villanelle's team up. But yeah, then jumping back to Villanelle, back at the camp. After spiraling in the kitchen with Villanelle, heads back to the camp. The camp is not a fan of her sort of outing Phil's past and stuff like that. And they kind of gang up on her. Villanelle doesn't take that well, obviously. And does what she does best. She went out and killed Phil and May and doesn't bring them back to life. I love May. But in episode 1, I can't say I'm surprised that she died. Nothing ends well with Villanelle. As much as I would love it to, as much as I would love Villanelle to find Jesus and settle down with this church girl, you know what? I would love that, but it's never gonna happen. After all that, Villanelle heads back to her camp, her tent, and sees Villanelle again and knocks her out, kisses her, and then stakes her, as you do, and then leaves. And that's episode 2. These first 2 episodes are absolutely chaotic, but just like really good TV. I had a lot of fun watching them, and I'm so excited that Killing Eve is back. It's been way too long. It's been like ages, right? Like I feel like they haven't released in the pandemic. So it's like 2 years or some shit. I don't know. It's been way too long. And these are really strong episodes to come back with. Though I will say, in my like sort of video where I talked about all the shows coming out in February, I'm nervous for Killing Eve because I don't know if I'm actually going to be satisfied with an ending. Because I feel like I would like the ending to go well for Eve and Villanelle. But I also don't know if I would be satisfied with that. I just don't think I'll be satisfied with an ending for Killing Eve. So we should just not have it end. I think that's the best solution. But I hope you guys like this recap of Killing Eve episodes 1 and 2 of season 4. And hey, if you like this video, you will also really like this video I did of Samira and Francesca, which is a couple on a New Zealand soap opera. Just as dramatic as Killing Eve, right? So go check out that video if you enjoyed this one. But that's it from me. I'll see you on my next video. Okay.